A little bit more about marketing and brands and the relationship between the two. When a company has a strong brand, it often seems that a product can sell itself without the support of a robust marketing campaign. So how does a comprehensive marketing strategy enhance the value of a renowned brand such as BMW that you mentioned, or Apple, for instance?
Yeah. Well, I would say that any of those strong brands could stop advertising tomorrow and continue strong for a year, 2 or 3 before the lack of their presence in our mindset will start affecting them. So maybe these companies feel they still want share of mind as an insurance principle against brand erosion. There are brands that are loved by people, and if that love affair is continued through various activities, events, and communications, and not through advertising and so on, then the brand strength can be preserved without the old mass advertising approach. There's different ways to market, by the way. I just want to say there's hard marketing. When they yell at you on the TV commercial, there's soft marketing. There's what appears to be no marketing, which is a form of marketing. And there's anti-marketing, which is another form of marketing. For example, a Body Shop, Anita Roddick did not like marketing. And she did not like these silly promises that a makeup will make you so attractive and all that. So she was an anti-marketer, but that worked. So we got to take these 4 different possibilities and put them into the right context.
What are some other famous companies or companies that sell very hot products that do no marketing?
Many of the early years of Starbucks, they didn't do any advertising. All of it was done by customers who liked Starbucks to other customers.
And what would happen to Starbucks if they stopped marketing tomorrow?
Well, their big problem may be new competitors who are offering coffee that's quite good and at a lower price. They've had it wonderful for a while when they were the only game in town that was at the premium level. But basically, I think they have to keep innovating. Starbucks has to remain fresh and innovative.
On a more general note, what are the 3 ideas that have impressed you the most in the last several years?
Well, one idea that is impressive is what I call marketing automation, or automated marketing. If you watch how marketing is done and how a new product is launched and all the collateral material and the ads that have to be put out and reaching retailers and then final customers, you'll see a lot of waste. You'll see a lot of committee work, a lot of redoing and so on. Marketing automation now has some answers to that, which would be sets of software to help manage processes, whether you're doing a brochure, whether you're doing a packaging job, and I think that's a powerful idea. Secondly, I like the new idea that has not surfaced too much yet called narrative branding. Most branding, and I've been responsible for promoting this as well as others, is based on positioning thinking. Find a unique selling proposition, like Motorola has Six Sigma quality, et cetera, and tie yourself to that one virtuous point that is distinctive. Do you know that gets repetitious, that gets boring, that's very static? The alternative is to go to narration and storytelling, where that brand becomes part of your life, and you like to know what its history has been and where it is today, and you're waiting for new things to happen. And you're using metaphors, you're using events, you're distributing it through conversations on the internet, and before you know it, the brand becomes a story that you feel is almost personal because you've lived through that story. We've lived through the story of McDonald's. In fact, We believe that McDonald's turnaround in recent times is the result of moving from a single positioning, low-cost, good-tasting, fast-served food to a narrative relationship over time. Yes, exactly.
Great. Which three companies do you think have the most innovative approaches to marketing?
Well, Procter & Gamble still surprises all of us. So many new products coming out, well-tested, and a lower rate of failure, which haunts every company that's going to be innovative. I think Nike has been very successful in keeping performance shoes and then going from shoes to the clothes you should wear when you perform, and now becoming a manager of athletes and so on. It shows a lot of innovative thinking. I believe there's, I think Starbucks belongs on the list. Amazon is amazing. And Google is even more amazing in terms of innovation. I mean, Google, I was satisfied with what they had, but now you can get mapping and you can get so many new things every year seems to open up.
Talk more about Amazon and why you think they're innovative and what's next on the horizon for Jeff Bezos and the world of online book and everything else sales.
Well, you know, the latest initiative was putting out what we call a electronic book, which will store a couple of hundred books, and that was not an innovation on their part because it came out earlier from Sony. But their book is, they can order from the book itself to download the books that they get interested in, so it's sort of wired. And I think that the great trait of Jeff Bezos and Amazon is customer, making everything as easy as possible for the customer to get what he wants, when he wants a book, when he wants clothing, and I think they're just terrific at that.
I think Jeff does a really good job of putting himself in his customer's shoes.
Yes.
And
yes.
how important is that for marketers to get inside that head? And
we used to say, staple yourself to a day in the life of the customer. We even say to CEOs, manage by walking around. That was a Tom Peters expression. Get out there and live with the customer, and you'll have much more insight than you'll ever get from a marketing research report. By the way, a lot of marketing research is now becoming ethnographic, with cameras in the home by permission, seeing how families get together and eat, how the wife cooks or the person cooks. And so marketing research is also moving in another direction, which is getting at the emotions and the unconscious. Many times we buy something and we're really driven by forces we aren't conscious of ourselves, which really means that asking people for attitudes and to recount why they bought something is only 20% of what really happened. And we have now ways to get into the soul of the decision making.